Hey, this is Rick Caselge, injury specialist from exercisesforinjuries.com. In today's video, I want to go through the number one muscle you need to fix in order to improve your squat. And now that muscle ends up being the hip flexors, and let me tell you why, or let me explain to you why. With the hip flexors, they end up being the muscles in the thigh and also deep in the hip. When they end up shortening or tightening, they end up having a big effect on your squat. And now this could be when you're squatting throughout the day, moving around and doing things throughout the day, but then also it can end up affecting you when it comes to your workouts, if you end up doing any squats in your workouts. And let me explain how. So if you end up tightening, if you end up having tight hip flexors, what's going to happen is the tight hip flexors are going to shorten up and they end up shifting your weight more forward and more onto your toes. And that shifting more onto your midfoot and toes ends up putting greater stress on the knees. So if the hip flexors end up being loose, you're able to put more weight on your midfoot and heel, which allows your bigger muscles like hamstrings and glutes to help you out when it comes to the squat. Now, the other thing that the hip flexors end up doing is it ends up affecting how deep that you can end up going. If you're not able to go very deep when it comes to your squat, you're relying more on your quadriceps, which end up putting greater stress on your knee. If you can end up getting deeper in your squat, then you're able to use your glutes and your hamstrings to get you out of that squat position. Now, one other thing when it comes to the hip flexors, what they end up doing is when they tighten up, they'll tilt your pelvis forward. And that tilting of the pelvis forward decreases the room that you end up having when it comes to hip flexion. So that tilt forward will end up affecting how far you can end up, how far deep you can end up squatting, because you end up getting pinching, or the amount of range of motion that you can do in your squat ends up being affected. So there you go. If you end up having any issues when it comes to your squat, take a look at your hip flexors, and I kind of explain 3 reasons why those tight hip flexors can end up affecting your squat. Now, I hope you enjoyed that video. Now, if you end up having hip pain, what I recommend for you to do is click this link right here. What I have is a brand new free report called 5 Tricks That Fight Hip Pain and Tightness. Just click right here, let me know where to send it, and I'll send it to you right away. Now, if you're watching this video on a mobile device or a tablet, head down below into the description and click the first link. What that link will end up being is exercisesforinjuries.com/hips. Let me know where to send that free report, and I'll send you that report right away. Now, if you got benefit from this video, make sure to like this video. If you have a question or comment for me, leave it down below in the comment section. And then lastly, before you go, make sure to hit subscribe so you'll end up getting future pain relieving videos.